Now, moving on to Middle East, the Israeli military says it has carried out another airstrike in southern Lebanon, targeting what it has described as a Hezbollah operative, according to the IDF. The strike hit the town of Bazouriye, near the coastal city of Tyre. The army has not released further details about the target or the outcome of that attack for now. Meanwhile, Lebanese authorities are reporting a separate Israeli strike in the south of the country. Lebanon's health ministry has said that one person was killed and another was wounded when an airstrike hit near the village of Kherbet Selem. The IDF says that strike targeted a group of Hezbollah operatives at a weapon manufacturing site in the area. Tensions along the Israel-Lebanon border remain high. Thank you very much, Mr. Latham, for staying with us and joining us as an international affairs expert from Minneapolis. Now, what should we make of this continuation of Israeli airstrikes in southern Lebanon, and what's the state of the ceasefire? That was signed in 2024.
Well, the state of the ceasefire is obviously not very good. The state of Lebanon was meant to disarm Hezbollah and reassert its sovereignty in southern Lebanon. That was the precondition, and then the Israelis would withdraw. But the government in Beirut has never been able to assert its sovereignty in the southern part of the country. And it has not been able to disarm or displace Hezbollah at all. And the United Nations forces there that have been there for decades have never been able to do anything meaningful in terms of either providing a buffer between Israel and Hezbollah or disarming Hezbollah or even monitoring Hezbollah. They have been completely incapable. So the Israelis are, perhaps not surprisingly, taking matters into their own hands, and they are, in their eyes and in their words, selectively targeting the infrastructure of Hezbollah, going after the weapons manufacturing facilities, but also I'm sure some of the command and control facilities as well. The logic there is if Lebanon won't do it, then Israel will do it, or at least pressure Lebanon to take more effective action against Hezbollah. That's where we are today.
Right. And how do you analyze the capacity of, Lebanon's army, as they are not even able to protect their own country, and also they're not able to disarm Hezbollah?
Yes, they're not able. Hezbollah has been weakened, to be sure, both by Israeli actions, but also by the weakening of its supporter, Iran. But it is still stronger than the Lebanese armed forces. De facto, what Beirut has done for the past several decades is basically concede that is not, it's nominally part of Lebanon, but really it's beyond the control of the Lebanese government. It's being governed by Hezbollah. And the Lebanese army is not able to impose Beirut's will on that southern part of Lebanon. And as I said, the Israelis then feel that their hand is forced, that they need to act in order to secure their own northern border. The ideal situation, the ideal solution to the problem would be a Lebanese army that was in fact capable of doing what all armies are minimally supposed to be able to do, which is to assure sovereignty over the national territory. They're not able to do that at the moment, and there's no sign that they're going to be able to do that in the near or medium term future.
Right. And so how do you think these continuous strikes are also affecting Hezbollah's posture and Lebanon's internal political dynamics overall?
Well, they are, in a practical way, obviously weakening Hezbollah. If it's not able to produce weapons, if it's not able to exercise command and control over its various factions to a sufficient degree, then it's going to be weakened. Then perhaps that opens a door for the Lebanese government to send its military in to impose order and its sovereignty. It's one thing is for sure, because the Israelis have been doing this for a long time, on and off, that these kind of strikes in and of themselves are not going to break Hezbollah. They're not. They may set the stage for the Lebanese military to break Hezbollah, but in and of themselves, they're not a solution to a problem. They are both perhaps a partial solution and a clear signal to Beirut and to Hezbollah and to Tehran that this is the status quo is not acceptable. But unilateral Israeli action from the air, that's not going to turn the tide.
Right. And What do you think? How is this, the repeated cross-border strikes by Israel and Hezbollah affecting, or do you think that this further, weakens Lebanese government's place?
Well, it underscores that the writ of the Lebanese government does not run the entire length and breadth of the country of Lebanon. They simply don't exercise that kind of power, and that undermines them. I think. It might have one of two effects. To some extent, it undermines them. It demonstrates that they do not have the power, the capacity to exercise sovereignty within the entirety of their own country. But on the other hand, it might be a prod. It might be received in Beirut as, okay, the Israelis are weakening Hezbollah. This is going to continue unless we act. Maybe we need to act seriously, marshal the resources we need to move in and reimpose Beirut's sovereignty over southern Lebanon. So it could break either way. I think the Israelis are gambling that this will open a door for Beirut to act decisively against Hezbollah and address one of Israel's major security concerns. But it's a gamble at this point.
With that, I would like to thank Mr. Andrew Latham for joining us today and sharing that insight throughout our news. Thank you very much. Now we move on to UK and